Hello world, welcome back to Razor RC. I just want to provide a little update on my TLR 22X-4 four-wheel drive buggy and my Schumacher CAT L1 Evo. These are the two four-wheel drive buggies I've had the longest at this point. I've got four right now. I've got the TLR, the Team Associated B74.1, the Schumacher, and also the X-Ray XB4C, the 21 edition. So pretty much the four major current four-wheel drive buggies on the market. There's some other ones out there, but I don't own everything, obviously, but yeah, I just want to provide an update because since these came out, the Schumacher came out about a year and a half ago, right at the end of 2019, actually. The TLR came out about a year ago, right around, I think, March or April of 2020. So this is about a year old. This is about a year and a half old. And since that time, the Team Associated B74.1 has come out. The X-Ray 21 XB4C has come out. And quite frankly, those two other buggies are newer, and I just found them to be a little more competitive than these two. So the performance of the Schumacher was here. The TLR I felt was a lot faster when it came out. The B74.1 again was really fast, and then the X-Ray just kind of went up to a whole nother level. Now I run these on carpet, so you know, it's a little bit unfair to compare these two because the TLR definitely comes with more of a dirt setup out of the box. Schumacher is probably more of a loose, like AstroTurf type setup, I guess, out of the box. So somewhere in between a dirt and carpet setup, but not a fully dedicated carpet setup. And those Team Associated and X-Rays are definitely carpet editions. So the B74.1 is a carpet version, and then the X-Ray XB4C is a carpet edition. So a little bit unfair to compare those two. But what I ended up doing was basically spending some time at the local track, trying to bring the performance of these guys back up to that level, trying out some new parts, some new setup sheets as well, and seeing if we could make these two more competitive or equal to those newer buggies out there. So what I ended up doing was buying some new steering blocks on the 22X-4. So these are the 6-degree caster blocks, very vertical caster blocks. I also ended up trying out the Dakota Fend, what they call it, the Florida Carpet Champs setup from Beachline RC. So that was right at the end of November there. So this is kind of the latest carpet setup that TLR has provided, and there's a link I'll provide in the description below. That's on the TLR website. And then the CAT L1 Evo, I am trying the Mikhail Orlowski Titan RC Arena setup. So I did pick up some new parts for this as well. Again, I'm running the 8-degree caster blocks here. You can see really nice machine parts, laser etched and stuff. Also what they call the Roche, I guess LCD drive shafts. So front drive shafts, they're kind of these double jointed type front drive shafts. Just free up the front end a little bit, less binding, less dog bone angle when you're especially at full lock on power and stuff. So I'm trying out those new parts. I did not get everything for the Schumacher, so I'm still running the stock chassis instead of the flax chassis. Still running the stock carbon fiber upper braces instead of the S2 carbon fiber or S2 braces here in the rear. So I do find the chassis still to be a little too stiff, but I did kind of want to talk about how those changes have affected the vehicle. So first off, the TLR 22X4, running the full Dakota Fend setup, got everything that he's got on his setup sheet, and this thing is completely transformed. I was running the Frank Roots Toys for Tots setup. That was okay. I felt it to be fairly aggressive. The Dakota Fend setup actually tames it down quite a bit, makes it much more linear, much more easy to drive. Traction rolls less. I'm still running like super worn out cut staggers here on the front, and I think these are the mini pin rears, but this thing is dialed. I mean, I'm amazed how good this thing is, because Dakota Fend, I would say, has a little bit different style than me. Obviously, he's about 1,000 times faster than I am, but still, his driving style is very different than most other drivers and pros included. But this thing is amazing with this setup. I highly recommend you try this out. If you're on carpet, try this out. I mean, there are some additional parts you need to buy, but not a whole lot of money. I mean, these little caster blocks I think are like 35 bucks or so, so not super expensive, although there are a whole lot of other carpet part type setups, setup parts that you will want to pick up. It does get a little pricey, and that's probably the main downside of the 22X4. It's really more of a dirt car out of the box, and you will have to spend some money to make it more carpet worthy. Also share some running footage of these two vehicles. You can check out the 22X4. It looks way better than it did in all my previous videos, and that's really just due to the setup. I'm the same driver, everything, but this buggy is way, way, way better, and I'm super happy with that setup. Well worth getting those parts. The Schumacher, I don't have every single part, but I did try most of the setup, and it is quite a bit better as well. The main thing I was lacking with the Schumacher was just not enough steering. I felt like there was just not enough front end traction. You always would want to run like super grippy tires, basically as grippy tires as you can run. These are Schumacher Cactus Fusions front and rear. So it is much, much better. I do find the steering really, really good. Still too stiff in the chassis, and getting that flex chassis would probably help out as well. But yeah, that setup is really good. I do highly recommend you try it out as well. The kit setup is not really a carpet setup at all. Fortunately, with the Schumacher, again, there are a lot of parts you would want to buy for the carpet setup. The Roche drive shafts, the caster blocks, obviously different springs and stuff, different sway bars. It is not super cheap. I mean, out of the box, I think that flex chassis would make a big difference, but I haven't bit the bullet and decided to spend like 60-70 bucks on that yet. So anyways, here's some running footage I'll share with you of the two buggies in practice, basically turning laps at my local carpet track. I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Look for more videos soon, and thanks for watching. pass about 6 inches from my nose.